I tried for a long while to deceive myself. I gave a different name to the sentiment I felt. I clothed it within a guise of pure disinterested friendship. I believed it was nothing more than the admiration I have for all beautiful persons. But I realize now there was no way of concealing the truth from myself any longer. I love this young man, and not with the affection of a friend, but with love. Yes, with love.
I hear him mock the luck of Caesar, which the gods give men to excuse their afterwrath. Husband, I come. Now to that name my courage prove my title. I am fire and air. My other elements I give to Baser. So have you done? Come then and take the last worth of my lips. Farewell, kind Iris, long farewell. I kiss you here.
Skip it.
Iris. Lois, where are you? You died here.
Oh, all right. Ah! All right, I've died. I'd like to die until after the exam was over. I'm gonna go swimming. Farabum is. Farabus is.
Farabont.
Evelyn, what are you doing?
Nothing, Mrs. Mortar.
You are certainly doing something. It's very unfortunate that you girls cannot sit quietly with your sewing and drink in the immortal words of the immortal bard. There will never be another. Ooh, what's that thing? Who is sewing on that?
It's a hat for church. You said I couldn't wear the handkerchief anymore.
You can't wear that to church, not when I chaperone the school.
Might as well throw it away.
Throw it away. If ever you have known the pangs of adversity as I have known them, do something else with it. Women must learn these tricks. Continue, please.
The stroke of death is as a lover's pinch, which hurts and is desired.
I know.
Dost thou lie still? If thus thou vanish, thou tellest the world it is not worth leave taking.
Dissolve thick cloud and rain, that I may say the gods themselves do weep.
This proves you hates if she first meet the world Antony.
I helped you with the last
You cannot have this. How many people in this room are talking?
Mrs.
It's not-
Mortar, we have exams tomorrow.
I cannot allow you to use the sewing and elocution hour to learn something you should have been learning the entire past term.
Excuse me, he'll make demand of her and spend that kiss which is my heaven to have. Come thou mortal wretch!
You're talking to an asp. You're going to die.
Oh.
Try to feel. Try. Try again. I'll give you the cue.
What's a cue?
A cue is a line given the actor or actress to remind them of their next speech.
To remind him or her.
With thy sharp teeth is not intrinsic it.
Did he not mean intrinsic?
Be still. Of life at once untied, poor venomous will be angry and dispatch. Peace, peace. Dost thou not see my baby at my breast?
Mrs. Mortar, you skipped 2 lines. Because I would have said, oh, Eastern Star, but I couldn't say it because
I never missed a line in my life. Never.
Yes, ma'am.
And I still haven't, thank you.
Brewer.
You say
Bungor. Vascor and Potior take the dative.
Take the ablative, stupid.
You're always correcting somebody.
Booter. Brewer. Bungor.
Lois, I cannot allow you to interrupt us this way.
I'm sorry.
Mrs. Mortar, were you ever in the movies?
I had my offers. It's a shallow art, not for me.
Stop it! Look what you've done! You know what I just think? I think you did it on purpose. That's what I think. But it won't work. I've got my strapless dress, so there.
Now, Dad, I want to see you in a strapless dress.
I said you did it on purpose. Because he's coming to my house.
He's coming to your house because he's your cousin. A strapless dress.
I want this noise to cease, and I want that silly talk to stop. It is natural that young women should think of young men, but it is not natural until it is proper.
Mrs. Mortar, was Mr. Mortar very handsome?
He was an executive. He wasn't that so much of an executive. Well, young lady, where have you been? You were supposed to read Antony. Where have you been?
I took a walk.
Without asking my permission. The result is that you have been most discourteous. And courtesy is breeding, and breeding is most to be desired in woman. It's what every man wants in a woman.
May I have permission to write that down, Mrs. Mortar?
We wrote it down last week.
Oh, you did like it.
Mary, I am waiting for your explanation, or I shall most certainly report you, and that won't be pretty, right?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Mortar. I went on a walk and I went to pick you these, and I didn't think I would take so long.
Well, I don't know about that.
You were just telling us last week how much you liked flowers, and I thought I might get you some.
That was very sweet of you, Mary. I always like thoughtfulness. But you must not allow anything to interfere with your classes. Now go run along and get a vase and some waters to put my flowers in. Oh, I'm lovely. Read it faster.
Okay, so, and suddenly may I will take thee too. What should I stay?
You may put that book away, Peggy. I am sure your family need never worry about your going on the stage.
I don't want to go on stage. I want to be a veterinarian.
Well, I certainly hope you won't read to the animals.
How much longer, oh Captain, are you going to abuse our patients? Now translate it. And for goodness sakes, try to get it right this time.
As sweet, as warm, as soft as air of Antony. Oh, that was lovely.
Good afternoon, Miss Wright. Miss Wright, Miss Wright, Miss Wright. Oh, quo usque tandem abuter.
Oh, look at my hair, Miss Wright. Look at it. Look what Evelyn did.
You didn't do good. I didn't mean to do it that bad, Miss Wright, but Rosalie's got funny hair. I saw a picture in the paper and I tried to do it that way.
Oh, what shall I do, Miss Wright? It's long here and it's short here.
Come up later and I'll see if I can fix it for you.
And hereafter, we'll have no more hair cutting. Yes.
Helen, did you look for your bracelet?
I've looked everywhere. I can't find it.
Well, have a good look. It must be in your room somewhere.
Flowers.
Hello, Mary.
Oh, Peggy has been reading Cleopatra for us.
Peggy doesn't like Cleopatra.
I don't think she appreciates
Well, I
it.
didn't either. Where'd you get the flowers from, Mary?
Oh, she picked them for me. She heard me say I loved flowers, and she went to get them for me. Oh, the first wildflowers of the season.
Oh, but not the very first, are they, Mary?
I don't know.
Where did you get them from?
Near Conway's Cornfield, I think.
It wasn't necessary to go so far. I saw a bunch exactly like this in the garbage can.
What a nasty thing to do. Garbage can flowers. And I suppose you have just as fine an excuse for being an hour late to breakfast this morning and last week. I haven't wanted to tell you these things before, but
There's the bell.
Do you think we can put it back on?
I thought some gilded a doll.
kicking things now, are we?
Auntie in the... Wait a minute, Mary. Enter, con, post, pray. I can't seem to remember the rest. Pray, pro, sub, supere. Don't worry, Lois. You'll come out all right. Catherine! Catherine! Mary, I've had the feeling, and I don't think I'm wrong, that The girls here were happy that they liked Miss Dobie and myself, that they liked the school.
Miss Wright, I have to get my lunch.
I thought it was true until you came here a year ago, but I don't think you've been happy here. I've wanted to talk with you many times before, but I was hoping you'd come to me. What is the matter, Mary?
Nothing, Miss Wright.
There must be something wrong where you want to make up these stories so often. Why, for example, do you find it necessary to lie to us so much?
I'm not lying. I went on a walk and I picked some flowers and I didn't think it would take me so long.
Stop it. I don't want to hear that foolish story again. I know you got the flowers out of the garbage can. What I do want to know is why you feel you have to lie out of it.
I'm not lying. I got the flowers near Conway's cornfield. You never believe me. Everything I say you fuss me about. Everything I do is wrong.
Oh, you know that isn't true. Mary, let's try to understand each other. Feel that you have to take a walk, or that you just can't come to class, or that you'd like to go to the village by yourself, come tell me. I'll try to understand. I'm not saying that I'll always agree that you should do exactly what you want to do, but I've had feelings like that too. Everybody has, and I won't be unreasonable about yours. But this way, this kind of lying you do makes everything wrong.
I picked the flowers near Conway's cornfield.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any other way with you. You'll have to be punished. Take your recreation periods alone for the next 2 weeks. No horseback riding and no hockey. Do not leave the school grounds for any reason whatsoever. Is that clear?
Saturday, too.
Yes.
But you said I could go to boat races.
I'm sorry, but you can't go.
I'll tell my grandmother. I'll tell her how you all treat me here and how I get blamed and punished for everything.
Oh, why, I'd slap her hands.
Go upstairs, Mary.
I don't feel well.
Go upstairs, Mary.
I've had pain and I've had it all morning and it hurts right here. Really, it does.
Ask Miss Dobie to give you some hot water and bicarbonate of soda.
It's a bad pain. I've never had it before.
Go upstairs, Mary.
It's my heart. My heart is stopping or something. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Ask Martha to phone Joe.
Do you think heart trouble is very serious in a child?
Mary. Mary, get up. Did you get Joe?
What happened to her? She was perfectly well a few hours ago.
She still is. I told her she couldn't go to the boat races and she decides to have a heart attack.
Where is she?
And there, Mortar's with her.
Anything really wrong with her?
I doubt it. Isn't it wonderful what kids can think up? Her latest trick was kidding your aunt out of a lesson with those faded flowers we threw out. Then she threatened to go to her grandmother about some tale about being mistreated.
Oh, and please, God, would Grandma believe her and take her away from here?
No, but we ought to do something.
How about having a talk with Mrs. Tilford?
You want to do it?
No.
I hate to do it. She's always been so nice to us. Anyway, it wouldn't do any good. She's too crazy about Mary to see her clearly, and the kid knows it.
What about asking Joe to say something to her? She listened to him. We don't get anywhere with Mary, and we might as well admit it. She gets more attention than any 3 kids put together, and I am so bored of hearing myself say, Mary, can I help you? Mary, are you worried about something? Oh, something goes on in that kid, and we don't know more about it than the first day that she came. She causes trouble here, and she's bad for the other girls. I don't know how or why, but it's wrong. And we must do something about it.
I know. All right. Well, ask Joe what he thinks. Be nice if she didn't come back next term. Be very nice if our other nuisance didn't come back either.
My aunt, the actress. What has she been up to now?
The usual foolishness. Last night at dinner, she gave a full hour's lecture on the benefits of playing Cleopatra in a hurricane. It was in Butte, Montana, she said, on the night that a man in a box fell in love with her. He threw her a string of pearls.
Oh, I know the hurricane story. And sometimes the pearls are flowers. And once the man in the box was a duke, and once he was a king. I know all the stories.
You must have had a gay childhood.
Oh, I did. I did indeed. How I used to hate all of
Why
that.
don't we get rid of her soon, Martha? I don't want to make it hard on you, but she really ought not to be here.
I know.
We could scrape up enough money to send her away. Let's do it.
You've been very patient about it. I'm sorry, I'll talk to her today and I'll see to it that she goes soon.
Did you get Joe himself on the phone?
He was already on his way. Isn't he always on his way over here?
Well, I'm gonna marry him. I'm glad he wants to see me.
You haven't talked about marriage in a long time. Have you and Joe decided?
Yes. We'll get married as soon as the term's over. We'll be out of debt by then, and the school will be paying for itself. Joe found a house. Well, I'll go and look at it tomorrow.
So soon? Then we won't be taking our vacation together.
Of course we will. The three of us.
I had taken for granted, I guess, that we would go to the lake like we always do, just you and I.
Now there'll be the three of us. It'll be fun too.
Why haven't you told me this before?
I'm not telling you anything we haven't talked about often.
You never told me about a house. You never told me it would be so soon. You never...
We only decided the other night. It's a big day for the school. I guess we're good teachers. Rosalie has finally put an L in could.
You really are going to leave me, aren't you?
I'm not going to leave and you know it. Why do you say things like that? We agreed a long time ago that my marriage isn't going to make any difference to the
But
school.
it will, and you know it will. I can't help it.
That's nonsense. Joe doesn't want me to give up here.
I don't understand you. It's been so damn hard building this thing up, slaving, going without things to make ends meet. I mean, think about having a winter coat without holes in the lining again. And now we're finally on our feet and you're ready to let it all go to hell.
My marriage is not going to interfere with my work here. You're making something out of nothing.
It's going to be hard going on alone afterwards.
It's like you haven't listened to a word I've said. You're not going on alone. You talk as if you've never taken the marriage very seriously.
No, I don't mean that. It's...
Hello, darling. Hi, Martha.
Hello, Joe.
We tried to reach you. Come in and look at your little cousin.
I don't like to look at her much. What's the matter now? I stopped at Bernie's on the way over. Helped him with the new bowl. Teach her to deliver a baby.
Come in and see her. She says she has a pain in her heart.
Our little Mary pops up in every day's dispatch.
Go and see her. Heart attacks are nothing to play with.
Never played with one in my life.
Hello! How do you do? Oh. I was asked to leave the room. Seems I'm not wanted in the room during the examination. It was a deliberate snub.
I don't think so.
I say it was a deliberate snub. Isn't it natural that the child should have me with her? Isn't it natural that an older woman should be present at a physical examination? Very well, if you are so thick-skinned that you don't resent
What are
these
you
things.
talking about? Why in the name of heaven should you be with her?
I have been to good doctors in my better days. I say it's customary to have an older woman present.
Tell that to Joe. Maybe he'll give you a job as a duenna for his office.
It was I who saved Delia Lampert's life the time she had that heart attack in Buffalo. Right on the stage without losing a line. Oh, poor Delia. She married Robert Lafone in London after he found there was no soap with me. Oh, poor Delia. Her heart attack came
Yes,
afterwards.
if you've
and it
seen
was...
one heart attack, you've seen them all.
So you don't present your aunt for being snubbed and humiliated.
Aunt Lily.
Karen is rude to me and you know it.
I know that she is very kind to you, and what's even harder, very patient.
Patient with me. I have worked my fingers to the bone to help you both.
Don't tell yourself that too often, Aunt Lily. You'll come to believe it.
I know it's true. Where could you have gotten a woman of my reputation to give these children voice lessons, elocution lessons? Patient with me. Here I've donated my services.
You are being paid.
That small thing, I used to earn twice that for one performance.
Oh, no wonder the theater's in trouble. It was very extravagant of them to pay you so much. You've never been happy here, Aunt Lily.
Satisfied enough, I guess, for a poor relation.
Oh, you don't like the school or the farm.
I told you at the beginning you shouldn't go and buy a place like this. Burying yourself on a farm, meeting no men. Oh, you'll regret it.
We like it here. Aunt Lily, you've talked about London for a long time. Would you like to go over?
It's been In 20 years, I shall never live to see it again.
You can go anytime you like, and we can spare the money now. It will do you a lot of good. You pick the boat, and I'll pay for the passage. Now that that's all fixed, you'll have a grand time seeing your old friends. And if you live sensibly, I ought to give you enough to get along.
So you want me to leave?
Once, Lily, you've talked about London for as long as I can remember.
You're trying to get rid of me.
That's it. We don't want you around when we dig up the buried treasure.
So you're turning me out at my age. Nice, grateful girl you are.
How can anybody deal with you? You are going where you want to go, and you'll be better off alone. That suits everyone. You complain about the farm, you complain about the school, you complain about Karen, and now you have what you want, and you are still looking for something to complain about.
Please do not raise your voice.
Be glad I don't do worse.
I'm not going to England. I refuse to let you ship me off any place you like. I shall go back to the stage. I'll write to my agents tomorrow, and as soon as they have something for me, I'll be out of here.
The truth is, I'd like you to leave soon. We can't live together, and it doesn't make a difference whose fault it is.
You wish me to go tonight?
Stop it, Aunt Lily. Go as soon as you found a place you like. I'll put the money in the bank for you tomorrow.
You think I'd take your money? I'd rather scrub floors first.
You'll change your mind after the first floor. Aunt Lily, I've done the best I could by you for years. Your coming here was never meant to be a permanent arrangement, and you knew that. You'll be happier someplace else.
I should have known by this time. The wise thing to do is to stay out of your way when he's in the house.
What are you talking about now?
Never mind, I should have known better. You always take your spite out on me.
Spite. Stop, let's not have any more of this. I'm tired, and I've been working since 6 o'clock this morning.
Any day that he's in the house is a bad day.
When who's in the house?
You're not fooling me, young lady. I wasn't born yesterday, and I didn't meet you last
I
month.
don't know what you're talking about, but I do know the amount of disconnected nonsense that goes in your head tires me, and always has. Now go take your nap.
I know what I know. Every time that man comes into this house, you're in a bad humor. It seems like you can't stand the idea of them being together. God knows what you'll do when they get married. You're jealous. That's what it is.
I'm very fond of Joe, and you know it.
I don't know who you're fond of. I've never understood you. You better get a beau of your own. Every woman, no matter what she says, is jealous when another woman gets a husband.
Aunt Lily, please stop that talk. I've had too much of it for too many years, and I can't take it anymore.
You've always had a jealous and possessive nature, even as a child. If you had a friend, you always got mad if she liked anybody else. That's what's happening now, and it's unnatural. Just as unnatural as it can be. I say you get
Aunt Lily, the sooner you get out of here, the better. You are making me sick, and I will not stand for you any longer. I want you to leave, and now I don't wish to delay about that. What were you doing outside the door?
Nothing, Mrs. Mortar. Well, we came down to see how Mary was.
And you stopped long enough to see how we were doing. Did you deliberately listen?
No, we didn't mean to. We just heard voices.
Eavesdropping is something ladies just don't do.
Go upstairs. We'll talk about this later tonight.
You mean to say you're not going to do anything about that?
You should not be around children.
What exactly does that mean?
This is their home, and things shouldn't be said in it that they can't hear, and when you're at your best, you're not for tender ears.
So now it's my fault. You better take a good look at yourself and not bother so much with me. Good day, Joseph.
How is Mary?
What's the matter with the Duchess?
Rehearsing an exit in case she finds the right play. What about Mary?
Nothing.
I thought so.
Just a little something she thought up. Heart trouble sounds important, and I guess she'd heard somewhere that fainting scares people.
But it's such a silly thing to do. She knew we'd have you in. Maybe she's not as bright as we think. Any idiots in your family, Joe? Any inbreeding?
Don't blame her on me. It's another side of the family. I don't want any part of her.
Look, Joe, do you have any idea what the matter is with Mary? Has she always been like this?
Well, she's always been a honey, and her grandmother's spoiling hasn't helped any. Her father was Aunt Amelia's favorite son, Lord knows
We're
why.
reaching the end of our rope with her. This kind of thing can't go on.
Aren't you taking it too seriously?
I guess I am, but you stay around kids long enough and you won't know what to take seriously either. I do think someone ought to have a talk with Mrs. Tilford about her.
You wouldn't be meaning me now, would you?
Well, she is your aunt, and Karen and I were talking
I'm
earlier.
marrying Karen, but I'm not going to write Mary Tilford into the contract. Incidentally, Karen tell you were thinking of the old King house that's up for sale?
She told me. Incidentally.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Yes, there is. For a long time, you and I have had something to talk about. Every time I speak of marrying Karen, you... Look here. I'm very fond of you, and I've always thought you liked me. Don't worry about the school. I don't want her to leave here.
Damn you, just leave me alone. Stop consoling me, or patronizing me, or feeling sorry for me. Whatever it is you're doing, just leave me alone. Joe, please, I'm sorry. I don't know what's gone into me. I'm just turning into a nasty...
You're not turning into
bitter-
anything except the nice woman you are.
Your friend's got a nice shoulder to weep on.
He's an admirable man in every way. Well, the angel child is now looking very hurt and putting her clothes back on.
Seems her influence is abroad even when she's unconscious. Her roommates were outside the door listening when Aunts Lily and I were yelling at each other.
Yeah, we'll have to move them away from one another. Away from Mary.
Yes. That's my class. I'll send Peggy and Evelyn down. Better put them in another room.
Yes, I will.
Mary! Mary!
How's it feel to be back from the grave? Meet any interesting people?
My heart hurts.
You like that story, don't you?
My heart hurts, really it does. I want to see my grandmother. I want to.
Come in, girls. I want to talk to you. We're awfully sorry, really. We just didn't think...
I'm sorry too, Peggy. You and Evelyn never used to do things like this. We'll have to separate you three.
Oh, that's right. We've been together almost a year.
It was evidently too long. Peggy, you'll move into Lois's room, and Lois will move in with Evelyn. Mary, you'll go with Rosalie.
But Rosalie hates me.
That's a silly thing to say. I can't imagine Rosalie hating anyone.
And it's all because I had to pay. If anybody else was sick, they'd be put to bed and petted. You are all so mean to me. I get blamed and punished for everything I do because I do. I really do all the time for everything.
You have been unpleasant enough to Miss Wright today. Now lie here until you stop working yourself into a fit. Come over to my office one day and I'll show you how to do a good fit. Oh, she's not going to hurt herself crying. Take good care of yourself.
I'll watch the car with you. Go now, pack your things. Tell Lois to get her stuff ready.
Don't do that. She'll hear you.
Who cares if she does? And he does that too.
Now what are you going to do?
Oh my God, Rosie! Oh no! You'll need the devil now. Dr. Carter gave it to Miss Wright. It was a lover's gift, and there's nothing like a lover's gift.
Who cares if she does? I'll get out of it. She'll never know that we did it.
We didn't do it. You did it.
And what will you do if I say we did it? Never mind. I'll think of something else. The wind could have knocked it over.
Yeah, she's gonna believe that one.
Oh, who cares? I'll get out of it.
Did you really have a pain?
I fainted, didn't I?
I wish I could faint. Is it hard? I've never even worn glasses or braces, and I even got my own tonsils.
A lot. It'll get you to faint.
What did Miss Wright do to you when the class left?
Told me I couldn't go to the boat races.
Gosh.
We'll tell you everything that happens, and we'll get you all the souvenirs and things.
I won't let you go if I can't go. but I'll find some way to go. What was she talking about when she moved you? What were you doing?
Well, we came down to see what was happening to you, but the door was closed and we could hear Dobie and Mortar have an awful row. Then Miss Dobie opens the door and, well, here we were.
And a lot of crawling and crying you did too, I bet. Well, we were sort of sorry about listening.
You're always so sorry about everything. What were they saying?
What was who saying?
Dobie and Mortar's silly.
Just talking, I guess.
Fighting.
About what?
Well, they were talking about more.
It really wasn't nice to have listened, and I think it may be worse to tell.
You do you? You just don't tell me and see what happens.
I heard an awful story then. Then they said they just wanted to get rid of her. And then they started talking about Dr. Carden.
What about him?
No, we better get started moving. Miss Bright will
Shut up! Go on, Evelyn.
They're going to be married!
Everybody knows that.
But everybody doesn't know that Miss Dobie doesn't want them to get married. How do you like that?
Close that door, you idiot! What do you want?
I'm trying to tell you. If you're going to move your things, you better start now. Miss Wright's coming in a minute.
Who cares if she is?
I'm just telling you for your own good, the devil knows.
We're coming.
No. Let Rosalie move our things.
You crazy?
No, it's all right. Evelyn, I'll get your things. Come on, Evelyn.
Trying to get out of telling me. Huh. Well, you won't get out of it that way. Sit down and stop being such a sissy. Tell you what, Rosalie, you go on up and move our things. And don't say we're about being down here.
And who was your French maid yesterday, Mary Tilford? And who will wait upon you in the insane asylum?
You'll do for today. Now go on, Rosalie. Fix our things.
You crazy?
And the next time we go into town, I'll let you wear my gold beads and my pearl pin. You like that, won't you, Rosalie?
I don't know what you're talking about. The devil knows.
Oh, I'm not talking about anything in particular. You just run along now and remind me the next time to lend you my bead and pin.
All right, I'll do it this time, but just because I got a good disposition. But don't think you're going to boss me around, Mary Tilford.
No, indeed, and make sure to get the things done neatly. Don't muss my white blouse. My tennis shoes need cleaning too.
What do you think of that?
What made her so agreeable?
A little secret we got. Yeah, go on. What else did she say?
Well, Mortar said that Dobie was awful jealous, and that she was like that when she was a little girl, and that she better get herself a beau of her own because it's unnatural, and that she never wanted anybody to like Miss Wright, and that was unnatural. And boy, did Miss Dobie get sore at that.
And then we didn't hear anymore. Peggy dropped some books.
What do you mean Miss Dobie was jealous?
What's unnatural?
Well, for not natural.
It's funny because everybody gets married.
A lot of people don't. They're too ugly.
Oh my God. Rosie will find that book of Mademoiselle de Maupin. She'll blab like the Dickens.
She won't say a word about it.
Who gets the book when we move?
You can have it. That's what I was doing this morning. Finishing it. There's this one
What
part.
part?
Just wait until you read it.
Did you understand it?
It was a shame that we have to move rooms. I don't really want to go in with Helen. She's John's cousin, you know, and I don't want to talk about the whole thing.
What whole thing? You've only met him once.
I mean, he's cute. And like,
It was a dirty trick making us move. She just wants to see how much fun she can take away from me. She hates me.
no, she doesn't, Mary. She treats you like the rest of us, almost better.
Stick up, go on. Stick up for your little crush. Take her side against
Ew,
mine.
I didn't mean it that way.
We better get upstairs.
I'm not going to be here.
Rosalie isn't so bad.
What are you going to do about the figurine?
I don't care about Rosalie, and I don't care about the figurine. I'm not going to be here.
Not gonna be here.
What do you mean?
I'm going home.
Oh, Mary.
You can't do that.
Oh, can't I? You just watch. I'm not staying here. I'm gonna go home and tell Grandma I'm not staying anymore. I'll tell her I'm unhappy. They're scared of Grandma. She helped them when they first started, you know. And when she tells them something, believe me, they'll sit up and listen. They can't get away with treating me like this. And they don't have to think they can.
You're just gonna walk out like that?
What are you gonna tell your grandmother?
Oh, let me worry about that. I'll think of something. I can always do it better on the spur of the moment.
Yeah, she'll send you right back.
You let me worry about that. Grandma's very fond of me. My father was her favorite son, and my father killed himself. But Grandma won't admit it, and I can manage her all right.
Yeah, I don't think you ought to go. Really, Mary, it's just gonna cause an awful lot of trouble.
What's going to happen about the figurine?
Say I did it. It doesn't make a difference to me anymore. Now, you two got to help. They won't miss me before dinner. You two have to make sure Rosalie shuts the door and keeps it shut. Then I'll go through the field to the Frenches, and then take the bus to Homestead.
Well, how are you gonna get to the streetcar?
Taxi, idiot!
And how are you gonna get out of here in the first place?
I'm going to walk out. I know where they keep the front door. I'm going right out the door.
Gee, I wouldn't have the nerve.
Of course you wouldn't. You let them do whatever they want to you. Well, they can't do it to me. Who's got any money?
Not me. Not a cent. Not a cent.
I've got to have $1 for the taxi and $0.10 for the bus.
Where are you going to find it?
See? Why don't you just wait until you get your allowance on Monday, and maybe by that time you can go.
I'm going today. Now.
Well, you can't walk to Lancet.
Oh. You've got money. You've got $3.25. Go get it for me.
No, I won't get it for you.
Oh, you can't have that money, Mary.
Go get me the money.
Oh, I won't. I just won't. Mama doesn't send me much allowance. Not half as much as the rest of you get all the time. I saved it so long. You know she
What's that dress so bad?
Oh, I'll tell you a secret. I never even go to the movies if Miss Wright and Miss Dovey didn't give me money. Oh, I never have anything the rest of you get all the time. It took me so long to... Ow! Ow, Mary!
Go upstairs and get me the money.
I love it. No, Mary, please.
Just say when you had enough. Go on. Go on.
Mademoiselle de Maupin. Look. I shall have one of these two women. Perhaps I shall have them both.
See, okay, I'm gonna read it. Okay. With such a frenzy have I glued my mouth to hers and wrapped my arms in her hair, and how tightly have I embraced her supple, rounded figure. Here, read this part.
We were so close together that my leg touched her side. I leaned toward her and wrapped my arm around her waist. Our mouths met. Oh, such a delicious kiss.
She went and drew the curtains and opened the window, then returned and sat on the edge of my bed, holding her hand in mine. She was without corsets or skirt and had absolutely nothing on.
Here is a beauty that I have dreamed, for it's a pity that it's a man, or more so of a pity that I am not a woman. Oh my God!
What are you doing here? Well, come in. Don't just stand there gaping at me. Have they given you a holiday, or have you just decided that you will get the better dinner here? Can't even say hello.
Hello, Agatha. You didn't give me the chance to. Where's Grandma?
Why aren't you at the school? Look at your face and your clothes. Where have you been?
I got a little dirty coming home. I walked a part of the way through the woods.
Then why didn't you wear your old brown coat?
Oh, stop asking me questions. Where's Grandma?
Where ought any clean person to be at this time of day? She's taking a bath.
Is anybody coming for dinner?
She didn't say anything about you coming.
How could she? She didn't know.
Then what are you doing here?
Leave me alone. I don't feel well.
Oh, why don't you feel well? Who ever heard of a person going for a walk in the woods when they didn't feel well?
Oh, leave me alone. I came home because I was sick.
You look all right.
But I don't feel all right. I can't even come home without everybody nagging at me.
Do not think you can fool me, young lady. You might pull the wool over somebody else's eyes, but I bet you've been up to something again. Now, you wait right You wait right here till I go to your grandmother. And if you feel so sick, you certainly won't want any dinner. A good dose of rhubarb and soda will fix you right up. Why didn't you put any cold water on your chest? Do you wish to catch your death of cold at your age? Did you have to hurry so
Grandma!
What are you doing home? Stop crying and tell me what is the matter.
It's so good to see you. You didn't come and visit me at all last
Well,
week.
I couldn't, dear, but I was coming tomorrow.
I missed you so. I was awful homesick.
Well, I'm glad that's all it was. I was frightened when Agatha said you were not well.
Oh, did I say that? I said she only came home for Wednesday night fudge cake.
But how did you get here? Did Miss Karen drive you over?
I ran away. And then a lady gave me a ride and...
Oh, did she have to walk through the woods in her very best coat?
Mary, that was a very bad thing to do, and don't be worried. Agatha, phone Miss Wright and tell her Mary is here. John will drive her back before dinner.
No, Grandma! Don't do that! Please don't do that! Please let me stay!
Darling, you can't leave school whenever you leave.
Oh, please, Grandma! You don't know how they'll punish me!
I don't think they'll be that angry. Come, you're acting like a foolish little girl.
Grandma, please, I can't go back. I can't. They'll kill me. They will, Grandma. They'll kill me.
Never mind phoning now.
You're going to let her do this?
Hi, Mary.
It's so good to see you here. So nice to see you,
Well,
Grandma.
I'm glad you like me. At your age, you would hardly... So could you say those things about Miss Wright and Miss Stobie? You can't say such things about people, Mary. You know very well they wouldn't hurt you for anything.
Oh, but they would. I fainted today.
Fainted?
Yes, I did. My heart. I had a pain in my heart, and I couldn't help having a pain. And I fainted right in class today. And they called Cousin Joe. And he said I didn't. He said that maybe I only ate my breakfast too fast. And Miss Wright blamed me for it.
Joseph said it wasn't serious. It wasn't.
But I did have a pain in my heart, honest!
Have you still got it?
I guess I haven't gotten much anymore. But I still feel a little weak. I was so scared of Miss Wright being so mean to me just because I was sick.
Scared of Karen nonsense. It is perfectly possible that you had a pain, but had you really been sick, Joseph would certainly have known about it. It is not nice to frighten people by pretending to be more sick than you are.
I didn't want to be sick, but I'm always getting blamed and punished for everything.
You mustn't imagine things like that, child, or you'll grow up to be a very unhappy woman. Now, I won't scold you anymore for coming home this time, though I suppose I should. Now, run upstairs and wash your face and change your dress, and after dinner, John will drive you back. Run along.
I can stay for dinner?
Yes.
Maybe I could stay till the first of the week. Saturday's your birthday and I could be here with you.
We won't celebrate my birthday, dear. We'll wait for yours. You'll go back after dinner.
But, how much do you love me?
As much as all the words and all the books in all the world.
Remember when I was little and you used to say that to me right before I went to sleep? It was a rule that nobody could say another single word after you finished. You used to say, word!
Then I shut my eyes. I miss you an awful lot, Grandma.
I miss you, but I'm afraid my Latin is rusty. You'll do better in school.
Oh, can't I just stay out till the rest of the term is over? Maybe after summer I wouldn't mind it so much. I'll study hard,
Don't be
honest by
silly,
myself,
Mary.
and
Back you go tonight. Let's not have any more talk about it. And let's not have any more running away from school ever.
You mean I really have to go back there tonight?
Of course you do.
You don't love me! You don't care whether they kill me or not! You don't care what happens to me!
But I do care that you're talking this way.
I'm sorry, Grandma. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Forgive me.
What made you talk like that?
I'm scared. Grandma, I'm scared they'll do dreadful things to me.
Dreadful nonsense. They'll punish you for running away. You deserve to be punished.
It's not that. It's not anything I do. It never is. They punish me. Anyhow, just because they got something against me or
I've never heard
something.
such
I'm
nonsense.
afraid of them, Grandma. That's the truth.
What have they ever done to you that is so terrible?
A lot of things. All the time. Miss Wright says I can't go to the boat races. And it's what happened after today.
You mean something else besides your naughtiness and pretending to faint and then running away?
I did faint. I didn't pretend. They just said that to make me feel bad. Anyway, it wasn't anything I did.
What was it then?
I can't tell you.
Why?
Because you're just gonna take their part on it.
Very well, now run upstairs and get ready for dinner.
It was all about Miss Dobie and Mrs. Warder. They were talking awful things, and Peggy and Evelyn heard them. And Miss Dobie got mad. And they said that we had to move our rooms.
What has that to do with you? I don't understand what you're talking about.
They're making us move our rooms. They said we couldn't be together anymore. They have a good reason. They're afraid to have us near them. That's what it is. And they're taking it out on me. They're scared of me.
You're talking like a crazy girl. Why should they be scared of me? Am I such an unpleasant old lady?
They're afraid you'll find out.
Find out what?
Things.
You're talking gibberish now. Run along before I get angry.
All right, but there's a lot of things. They have secrets. They're afraid I'll find out and tell you.
There's nothing wrong with people having secrets.
But they've got funny ones. And today, Peggy and Evelyn said that Mrs. Mortar was telling Miss Dobie that she was jealous of Miss Wright marrying Cousin Joe.
You shouldn't repeat things like that. It means nothing. You shouldn't repeat
She said it was unnatural for a girl to feel that way. That's just what she said, Grandma. I'm just telling you what she said. She said that Miss Dobie had always been like that, even when she was a little girl, and that it was unnatural.
Stop using that silly word, Mary.
But that's the word she kept using. Miss Dobie got mad, and she told Mrs. Morton that she'd have to get out of the house.
That was probably not the reason at all.
I bet it was, because honestly, Miss Dobie does get cranky and mean every single time Cousin Joe comes to the house and school. And you know what she said to him today? She said to him, "Damn you!" And she said that she was just
You
as
have
jealous
picked up
and
some
he was
very
to leave her
fine
alone.
words, haven't
But
you,
that's
Mary?
just what she said. And one time, Miss Dobie was crying in Miss Wright's room. And Miss Wright was trying to stop her. And she said, all right, maybe she wouldn't get
How
married right
do you
away
know
if...
all of this?
I told you because we could hear that Miss Dobie was talking awful loud. And their room is right next to ours.
Whose room?
Miss Wright's room, I mean. You can just ask Peggy and Evelyn whether we didn't hear. And almost always, Miss Dobie comes in and stays a long time after we go to bed. I guess that's why they want to get rid of us. Of me. Because we hear things. And that's why they're making us move our room. And I get punished all the time for...
eavesdropping, I should think. Now, I think we've had enough gossip. Dinner's almost ready.
You said I should tell you things that worry me, Grandma. Funny things I've heard worry me.
What things?
Bad things.
Mary, you're annoying me very much. If you have anything to say, then say it and stop acting silly.
I tell you, but I can't say it out
couldn't say out loud. Now, either tell me what is worrying you or be still.
All right. But a lot of things I don't understand. But it's awful. Sometimes they fight, and they make up. And Miss Dobie cries. And Miss Wright gets mad. And they make up again. And there are these funny noises, and we get scared.
Noises. I suppose you girls have a happy time imagining a murder.
We've seen things too. Funny things. I tell you, but I got to whisper it.
Why must you whisper it?
I don't know. But I just got to.
What are you saying? I don't believe you know what you're saying, Mary. Are you telling me the truth?
Honest. You can just ask Peggy and Evelyn whether we did it. They'll tell you. Just get them here and ask them. Maybe there are other kids who know too. We've always been frightened, and so we didn't say anything. And one night, I was gonna go and find out, but I got scared. And so we went to bed early so we wouldn't hear the noises. Please, Grandma, please don't make me go back to that awful place.
What?
Please don't make me go back to that place. I just couldn't stand it anymore. Really, Grandma. I'm so unhappy there. If only I could stay up for the rest of the term, I then...
Be still, Have you told me the truth?
Honest. I swear on the grave of my father, please don't make me go back there.
No, you won't have to go back.
Honest?
Oh.
Oh! You're the nicest, loveliest grandma in all the world! You're not mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at you. Now go upstairs. Is Miss Wright? Is Miss Wright in? Never mind. Dr. Carden, please. Mrs. Silver. Joseph, can you come to see me right away? Yes, I am perfectly well. No, but it is important, Joseph, very important. I must see you right away. No, I can't tell you over the phone. Can't you come sooner? No, it's not about Mary's painting. I said it's not about Mary, Joseph! In one way, it is about Mary. But will the hospital take so long? Very well. Make it as soon as you can. Mrs. Munn, please. This is Mrs. Silver. Miriam, this is Amelia Tilford. Miriam, I need to see you immediately. No, I am sorry to interrupt, but it must be now. It has something to do with the school. Something shocking, I'm afraid. It has to do with Evelyn and Mary. Yes, immediately, please.
She's gonna sleep here?
You heard me.
What for?
Do I know all the crazy that goes on around here? Last night, your grandmother phoned Mrs. Wells all the way to New York. $5.85 thrown out. Mrs. Wells wants to know if Rosalie can spend the night here until tomorrow.
Oh, can't Evelyn Mom come instead?
Sure. We'll have the whole town here to entertain you.
I won't let Rosalie wear my new green pajamas.
Do not tell me what you won't do. You will act like a young lady for once in your life! Come in, Rosalie. Have you had your dinner?
Good evening. Yes, sir.
Take off that pretty coat. Have you had your bath?
Yes, ma'am, this morning.
Well, better have another one.
You're a goose. Oh, so it's you. Well, who likes to hear funny noises at night? You could have been a werewolf. What would a werewolf do with you? Just what he'd do with anybody else. Isn't it funny about school? What's funny about it? Don't act like you can come home every night. Maybe I can from now on. Maybe I'm never going back. Am I going back? I don't want to stay home. What will you get to know? Nothing. I'll just ask my mother. Will you give me a free TL if I tell you? All right. Lois Fisher told Helen that you were very smart. That's an old one. I won't take that. You gotta take it. Nope. You don't know anyway. You want to know what I know? I know my grandmother phoned your mother in New York City for $5.85 just for us to come and get you. You're just spending the night here. I wish Evelyn could come instead of you. But what's happened? Peggy and Helen and Evelyn and Lois went home tonight too. Do you think somebody's got secret measles or something? No. Do you know what it is? Maybe. How did you find out? Ugh, you're always pretending you know everything. You're just faking. But never mind, don't bother telling me. I think curiosity is very unladylike anyhow. I have no concern with your silly secrets. None at all. Miss Goby. What did you say? I didn't say anything. Oh. And now, suppose you may have just said that you were in on it. In on what? The secret. Suppose I told that you told me about it. Why, Mary Tilford, you can't say a thing like that. I didn't tell you anything. Did you tell your grandmother such a thing? Maybe. Well, I'm going right up to your grandmother and saying that I didn't tell you anything. You're just trying to get me into trouble like always, and I'm not going to let you. Oh, Mary! Wait a minute. I'll come with you. What for? I want to tell her about Helen Burton's bracelet. What about it? Just that you stole it. Shut up! I didn't do any such thing. Yes, you did. You made it up. You're always making things up. You can't call me a liar, Rosalie Wells. That's a kind of dare, and I won't take a dare. But now, suppose I'll go tell grandmother anyway. And then she can call the police, and they'll come for you. And you'll get tried in court. And you'll go to one of those prisons where you'll get older and older. And when you're good and old, they'll let you out. But your mother and father, they'll be dead by then. You won't have any place to go, and you'll be all alone by yourself. Nobody will believe that. I didn't steal the bracelet. I borrowed it, and I meant to put it back as soon as I wore it to the movies. I never meant to keep it. No. You're just a college ordinary. Keep your voice down. Call the whole house down here in a minute. You won't tell? Say you won't tell. Am I a liar? No. Then say, I apologize. On my hands and knees. I apologize on my hands and knees. Let's just play with the puzzle. Wait a minute. Say, I'm Rosalie Wells, and the vassal of Mary Tilford. And I will say and do what she tells me to do under the solemn oath of a knight. I won't say that. That's the worst oath there is. Mary, please. Will you swear it? But then you could tell me to do it. From now on,
and the vassal of Mary Tilford will say and do whatever she tells me to do under the solid oath of the night.
Don't forget that.
Good evening, Rosalie. You are looking very well.
Good evening, Mrs. Tilford.
She's getting fatter every day.
And it is very becoming. That must be Joseph. Mary, take Rosalie to the library. There's some fruit and milk on the table. Make sure you're both fast asleep by 10:30.
Go on, Rosalie. Grandma, Cousin Joe will say it really wasn't. He'll say I really have to go back. Oh!
Whiskey?
Please. Thanks again.
No,
What's the matter with your hands?
nothing. How have you been, Joseph?
Fine.
I haven't seen you the last few weeks. Agatha misses you for Sunday dinner.
Been busy. We're getting the results from the mating season right about now.
Did I take you away from a patient?
No, I was at the hospital. I told you that.
How is the hospital? How is it getting on?
Just the same. Not enough money, badly equipped, everybody growling at everybody else. Amelia, you didn't bring me here to talk about the hospital. What's the matter with you?
I have something to tell you.
Well, out with it. Yes?
It is a very hard thing to say.
Hard for you to say to me. Don't be worried about Mary. I guess that she ran home to tell you about her fate. It was caused by nothing
I
but...
heard about the fate. That is not what is worrying me.
You're in trouble, Amelia?
Yes. We're all in trouble. Bad trouble.
We? Me, you mean? Nothing's the matter with me.
When did you last see Karen?
Today, this afternoon.
Oh, not since 7 o'clock.
What's happened since 7 o'clock?
You have been engaged to Karen for quite some time now. Are your plans any more definite than they were a year ago?
You can buy the wedding present. We'll be married in this room, the way you and I planned it long
Why
before
has Karen suddenly decided to make it more definite?
It's always been definite. You know very well that up to the past year I've been paying off the money I borrowed for medical school. You know all that. Now I'm doing all right, and the school is pretty well on its feet. There's even enough money to support Mrs. Mortar some other places, so Martha will be better.
I heard about them putting Mrs. Mortar out.
Putting her out. It's about time. But the promise that a good niece will take care of you for the rest of your life is a mighty nice way of being put out.
You don't you find it odd that they want so much to get rid of that silly woman? She is harmless and
You don't know what you're talking about. You've never been around her. Lily Mortar is not a harmless woman, though Lord knows she's silly enough. She is a nasty, tiresome, spoiled old hag, and if you are feeling sorry for her, you are wasting your time. Now, it's not like you to waste your time or to waste mine. What did you call me here for?
You must not marry Karen.
Why must I not marry Karen? What are you talking about? Why must I not marry Karen?
There is something wrong with Karen, something horrible.
There is something very wrong with you if you think you
I
can talk
know
to me this way.
what I am talking about.
Tilford, Agatha, she is...
Who is that?
Yes, come in.
I won't have her here.
What are you talking
I
about?
said I won't have her
Then
here.
you don't want me here either. Darling, what is
We've
all
come
this?
to
What?
find out what you are
You do not have come
doing.
here.
Insane asylum has been unleashed.
Stop it! Tell me what's happened!
See if you can make any sense of it. At dinner time, Mrs. Munn's chauffeur arrived and said that Evelyn must be sent home right away. At 7:30, Mrs. Burton came to tell us that she wanted Helen's things packed immediately, and that she'd wait outside because she didn't want to enter a place like ours. 5 minutes later, the Wells butler came for Rosalie.
Why?
It was a madhouse, people rushing in and out, the children being pushed into cars, Karen and I begging somebody to tell us. Nobody answering us.
told us
What?
that Martha and I had been lovers.
Mrs. Tilford told them.
Did you tell them that?
Yes.
Are you sick? Are you a sick
No,
woman?
I am not
Then
sick.
what did you do it for?
Because it is true.
So you think it's
Crazy.
true then? You mean
Crazy
you can
old
say to
woman.
you
Yes,
what
I
you're
knew
saying?
what I was saying. I don't think you should
You
come here.
damned.
I shall
vicious
not
woman.
call you names, and I will not allow you to call me names. I don't think you should
should have come here. I don't trust myself to talk about it with you now.
We're being pushed around by a crazy
What
woman.
did do to us?
That's all she's doing. We're standing here. We're standing here and we're taking it. Didn't you know we'd come here? Were we supposed to lie down and smile when you took a gun and looked around for people to kill?
This can't do any of us any good, Miss
This can't
Dobie.
do any of us good. Listen, you are not playing with paper dolls. We're human beings. See, we're people. It's our lives that you're playing with. Our lives. That's serious business for us. Can you
Yes, I can
understand
understand that. And I can understand a lot more. You have been playing with a lot of children's lives, and that is why I stopped you. I know how serious this is for you, how serious it is for all of us.
I don't think you do know. I don't think so.
I wanted to avoid this meeting because it can't do any of us any good. You came here to find out if I made the charge. You found out, let's leave it here. I don't want you in this house. I'm sorry I had to come to this, Joseph.
Don't talk to me that way, Amelia, please.
Very well. There's nothing I mean to do. Nothing I want to do. There's nothing anybody could do.
You have done a terrible...
I have done what I had to do. What they are may possibly be their own business. It becomes a great deal more when children are concerned with
It's
these
not
children.
true. Not a word of it is true. Can't you understand that?
There won't be any punishment for either of you, but there mustn't be any punishment for me either. And that's what this meeting is. This thing is your own. Go away with it. I don't understand it. Take it out of
So
here.
you think we should go away?
I think that'll be for the best.
There must be something we can do to you, and whatever it is, we must find it.
That will be very unwise.
Do you know what's wise? You are an irresponsible old woman, that's all.
It makes me dirty and sick to stand here and defend myself. And against what? Against a lie, a great awful lie.
I'm sorry, I can't believe
There
it.
isn't a single word of truth in anything you've said. Damn you!
They have worked 8 long years to save up enough money to buy that farm, to start that school. They have gone without everything young people ought to have. You wouldn't know about that. That school meant things to them. Self-respect, bread and butter, honest work. Do you know what it is to try so hard at anything? Well, now it's gone. What did you do it for?
It had to be done.
Righteousness is a great
I know
thing.
how you must feel about it.
You don't know anything about how I feel.
I have loved you like I've loved my own sons. I wouldn't have spared them. I couldn't spare you.
I believe you.
What is there to do to you? What can we do to you? There must be something. Something that makes you feel the way that we do tonight. You don't want any part of this, you said, but you'll get a part, more than you bargained for. Are you willing to stand by everything you've said here tonight?
Yes.
All right, that's fine, but don't get the idea that we're gonna let you whisper this lie. You made it, and you'll come out with it. Shriek it to your town of Lancet. We'll make you shriek it, and we'll make you do it in a courtroom. Tomorrow, Mrs. Tilford, you will have a libel suit on your hands.
We don't do that.
It's your turn to be frightened.
It is you I am thinking of. I am frightened for you. It was wrong of you to brazen it out here tonight. It would be criminally foolish of you to brazen it out in public. It would bring nothing but pain. I am an old woman, Miss Dobie. I have seen too many people act in pride and anger. In the end, they only punish themselves.
We will take our own.
So you took a child's word
Yes,
for it.
that's what she
That's
did.
really where you got it. I can't believe. Why, she's a
She's
child.
not a child.
Oh, it all fits so well now. That girl has hated us for a long time. We never knew why. We could never find out. There didn't seem to be any
There
reason.
wasn't any reason. She hates everybody and everything.
You're married to a strange girl, a dark girl. There's something very awful the matter with her.
I was waiting for you to say that, Miss Wright.
It's the truth. We should have told it to you long ago. It's no use.
Where is she?
You cannot see her.
Where
I
is
won't
she?
have that
I'm
look.
going to talk to her.
I won't have her go through that again! You came here demanding explanations of me. When it was I who should have been asking them from you, you attack me. You attack Mary. I've told you I don't mean you any harm. I still don't. You claim that it wasn't true. Though it may be natural of you to say that, I know that it is. No matter what you say, you know I wouldn't have acted until I was sure. All I wanted was to get those children out. That has been done. There will be nothing else. And there will be no more talk about it or you. I'll see to that. Now, you have been in my house long enough. Get out. Let's go home.
I want to talk to her. I'm going to talk to her, and you know I won't leave until I do. I have been your friend. You owe me something. Where is she? Mary, come here.
Come sit down, dear. Don't be afraid.
Everybody lies all the time. Sometimes they have to, sometimes they don't. I've lied myself for a lot of different reasons, but there was never a time when, if given a second chance, I wouldn't have taken back the lie and told the truth. You're lucky if you ever get that chance. I'm telling you this because I'm about to ask you a question, and before you answer, I want you to know that if you've made a mistake, you must take this chance and say so. You won't be punished for it. Do you get all that?
Yes, Cousin Joe.
All right. Were you telling your grandmother the truth this afternoon, the exact truth about Miss Wright and Miss Dobie?
Oh, yes.
All right, Mary. That was your chance, and you
She
passed
told
it up.
you, Joseph, that
No,
would be
no,
all.
no! Will you answer some more questions, Mary?
Yes, Cousin Joe.
Stop that sick, sweet tone of voice.
Why don't you like Miss Dobie and Miss Wright?
Oh, I do like them. They just don't like me. They never liked me.
How do you know that?
Because they're always picking on me. They're always punishing me for everything that happens. No matter what happens, it's always me.
Why do you think they do that?
Because they're, Grandma.
All right. Were you punished today?
Yes, just because Peggy and Evelyn heard them, and so they took it out
That's
on
a
me.
lie.
Shh. Heard what, Mary?
Mrs. Murder was talking to Miss Doe. She said that there was something funny about her. She said that she had a funny feeling towards Miss Wright, and that it was unnatural, and that's why we got
That
punished.
was not the reason they got
I ought to
punished.
say, stupid woman, what she said was unpleasant, but it was said to annoy me and meant nothing more than that.
And Cousin Joe, she said that she was jealous and she didn't want you getting
She said
married.
that too. This child is taking little things, little family things, and making them have meanings that... Where did you learn so much in so little time?
What do you think Mrs. Mortar meant
Stop
by
it,
that?
Joseph.
I don't know. It was always kind of funny. She always said things like that. And all the girls would talk about it when Miss Dobie went and visited Miss Wright's room late at
And
night.
we work at night, and we go to the movies at night, and we drink tea at night, and we read at night. We were guilty of all those things, Mrs. Tilford.
But we always heard funny sounds. And we'd stay awake and listen. We couldn't help hearing. And I'd get scared.
Be
The sounds
still.
were like...
No, you don't know what you're still. The
Grandma.
sounds were like what?
Leave the child alone. It doesn't
Go
explain. Stop.
on!
I don't know. They were just sounds.
But what did you think they were? Why did they frighten
I
you?
don't know.
She doesn't know.
We saw things too. One night, there was so much noise. I thought somebody was sick or something. I leaned down near the keyhole, and they were kissing and saying things,
No.
and I got scared.
No,
It was
that
just
child
a
is
different sort of
Ask her again now she can see us.
How could you see Miss Dobie and Miss
Tell
Wright?
her what you whispered to me.
It was at night. I leaned down near the keyhole.
There is no keyhole on my door.
What?
There is no keyhole on
It wasn't her room, Grandma. It was the other one's room. It was Miss
No.
Dobie's room. I looked through the keyhole in Miss Dobie's room.
How did you know anybody was in Miss
I
Dobie's
told
room?
I told you because we heard them.
I share a room with my
Everybody
aunt.
heard
It is on
them.
the first floor at the back of the house. Mary's room is on the front of the house on the other end. It is impossible to hear anything from there. Tell her to come see for
What is
herself.
this, Mary? Why did you say you could see through a keyhole?
I don't know. Everybody's yelling at me. I'm getting mixed up about everything. I did see it. I did see it.
What did you see? Where did you see it? I want the truth, whatever it is.
We can go home.
Stop crying, Mary. Stand up. I want the truth.
All right.
What is the truth?
It was Rosalie. I just said it was me so I wouldn't have to tattle on her. It was Rosalie. She told us. She said that she read it in a book. She said that she knew everything. You ask Rosalie. You just ask Rosalie. She'll tell you. We used to talk about it all the time. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. She said that she saw it once when the door was open. She told us all about it. I was just trying to save Rosalie, and everybody jumps on me.
Please, wait a minute. Rosalie!
Amelia, you deserve whatever you get.
I don't know anymore. Maybe it is what I do deserve. I'm sorry to keep you up so late, Rosalie. I know you must be tired. Mary says there's been talk in the school lately about Miss Wright and Miss Dobie. Is that true?
I don't know what
That
you mean.
things have been said among the girls.
What things?
What
I never...
was the talk about?
Don't be
Rosalie?
frightened. I don't know what she means, Miss Wright.
Mary has told her grandmother that certain things at the school have been puzzling you girls. You particularly.
Lots of things puzzle me. I guess I'm not very good at algebra, and sometimes Helen helps me.
That's all what she said. She said that you've seen certain acts between Miss Dobie and myself that once when the door was open you saw us kissing each other in a way that women don't kiss one another.
Oh, Miss Wright! I didn't. I never said any such thing.
Is that true, my dear?
I never saw any such thing. Mary's always making things up about me and everybody else at school. Everyone knows that. I never said any such thing. Why, I never even could have thought of something like that.
Yes, you did, Rosalie.
No.
I remember it. I remember just when you said it. I remember it because it was the day that Helen Burton's bracelet.
I never did.
It was the day that Helen Burton's bracelet was stolen. Nobody knew who did it. And Helen said that if her mother found out, she'd have the thief be put in jail right away.
There's nothing to cry about. You must tell me my mind is the truth. What is the
Yes, what Mary said was right.
I said it. I told Mary. I said it.
Mama's right, Miss Dobie was the paper. I don't got the paper. I'll read it to you. Come on. The notion that anything untoward might be occurring behind the quaint exterior of their school, that a scandal that would shock society right to its very core might be brewing, was simply and utterly unthinkable.
I don't know. Miss Wright and Miss Dobie face certain ruin, but their financial woes are nothing compared to the shocking and scandalous allegations they found themselves forced to defend.
Let me see. Did you believe Mary? I didn't believe Mary. We've been talking about scandals.
I don't know.
That's why Mom took me out of school.
Yes.
They know the allegations. Wait.
Go on.
It's cold in here.
Yes.
What time is it?
I don't know. What's the difference?
None. I was hoping it was time for my bath.
Take it early today.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I look forward to that bath all day. It makes me feel important to know that there's one thing I've got to do. 6 o'clock. Take a bath like you always have done.
You know, I took a bath at 6 o'clock last night, and I took another at 4 this morning. Your light was on. I wanted to bring you a glass of milk. I just went back to bed. And I'm going to do it again tonight. I'm going to take a 4 o'clock bath and watch the light come up. I'm going to wash my hair tonight, or maybe tomorrow night. Why don't you do that? It gives you something to do, a sort of a date with something.
It's raining. Hungry?
No.
You must eat something tonight.
I'd like to be hungry again. Remember how much we used to eat in college? All that wonderful mess every evening.
That was 10 years ago. You've gotten older. You must try to eat something tonight.
Maybe I'll be hungry in another 10 years. It's cheaper this way.
Joe's late today. What time is it?
We've been sitting here for 8 days asking each other the time.
It's been 8 days since we've been out of this house.
But we'll have to get off these chairs sooner or later. In a few months, they'll be dusting.
What do we do when we get off?
Dust the chairs.
It's awful.
Let's not talk about it. Let's eat a good dinner tonight. What about eggs for dinner?
All right.
And I'll make you those potatoes with onions the way you used to like them.
It's a week ago Thursday. It didn't seem real until the last day, although I guessed it before that, didn't you?
Seems real enough now, all right.
Let's go out.
Where to?
We'll take a walk.
Where will we walk?
Why shouldn't we take a walk? I mean, if anybody sees us, what if they do? We'll just...
Come on. We'll go through the park.
We'll go tomorrow.
No, we won't.
But Joe says we have to go out. He says that the people that don't think it's true will begin to wonder if we keep hiding this way.
If it makes you feel better to think that there are such people, go ahead.
He says that we must go into town and go shopping and act as if...
Shopping. That's a sound idea. There aren't 3 stores in Lancet that would sell us anything. Hasn't he heard about the ladies' clubs with their circulars and their visits and their meetings?
Don't tell him.
I won't. There's our friend.
I knocked on the kitchen door, but nobody answered.
You said that yesterday, too. All right, thank you. Goodbye.
Stop it.
Here's the things.
I've got 8 fingers, see, I'm a freak.
There's a car outside. Been there every time I came down the road. Goodbye, girls.
You still think we should go into town?
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. Martha.
What is it, Karen?
What happened to us and why did it happen? What are we doing here like this?
I don't know. Feels like we're in a nightmare, the kind where you're way below the world and you're struggling up and up and sweating and up, trying to come up out of your bed, up out of your room, up and out. Except now I don't go out.
We have to get out of here. We have to get out of here quick.
In a few months you'll be getting married. Everything will be all right then.
Yes.
It'll be a good day. A happy one for me, maybe the happiest one in my life. What's the matter?
Nothing.
There mustn't be anything wrong between you and Joe. Never.
Nothing's wrong. There's Joe now.
Hello!
Sounds like your aunt, but that's not possible, is it?
Right, and can I come in? I'm very glad to see you. Both. How is everything?
Everything's fine. How are you?
A little tired, long train
Oh,
trip.
of course. Can I get you something?
You know I would like a cup of tea, but don't you bother.
No bother at all. China tea, English tea, a few little sandwiches. No, it's a cold day out. Perhaps a whiskey and soda.
Oh, why, Martha, you know, I think...
Where the hell have you been?
I've been on tour, you know that. Mostly one-night stands, although we played a ghastly week in Detroit, as ugly as city. But the whole theater has changed. They will not accept a serious play on the road. No question of it. Musicals.
Isn't that interesting? Is it a trend or a past?
I don't know. I really just don't know. I was interviewed in San Francisco, and I said, quite frankly, that perhaps the whole culture is
You
changing.
think so? A whole culture? My, that's too bad. I'll be so interested in your telling me about it. You see, it's this way. I'm trying to keep myself from killing her. Why didn't you answer our telegrams? Answer me!
I told you I was moving around a bit.
No, don't tell me you didn't get them. You did.
Oh, what difference does it make now?
Karen is quite right. Let bygones be bygones. Martha, remember when you were little and I used to complain that there were never any nice toilets backstage? Well, you should see now that they've changed.
Why did you refuse to come back here and testify for us?
I didn't refuse. I was on tour. That's a moral obligation. I couldn't just...
How did you get out of the summons? Did you live in the toilets?
I don't think it was nice to try to bring me back that way. I just don't think it was. But let's talk about that another day. For goodness sakes, let's not go on this way. Words. My trunk's at the station.
Mrs. Mortar, things have changed.
Yes, they've changed. Listen to me tell you what you are pretending not to know. Karen Wright and Martha Doby brought a suit for slander against a woman called Tilford
Oh,
because...
I meant to tell you she's outside in a car. I saw her as I got out of my taxi. She called to me. Imagine that. She's right up the road. Imagine that.
Be still and listen to me. We brought a suit for slander against a woman called Tilford because her grandchild had accused us of having what the judge called sinful sexual knowledge of one another. A large part of Mrs. Tilford's case was based on remarks made by Lily Mortar against her niece, Martha. A larger part of the defense's case rested on the fact that Mrs. Mortar would not appear in court to explain or deny those remarks. Mrs. Mortar had a moral obligation to the theater. And as you probably read in the newspapers, we lost the case.
I didn't think of it that way,
Of
Martha.
course you didn't.
But now that you've explained it, why, I do see it your way, and I'm sorry I didn't come back. Now that I'm here, I'm going to stand shoulder to shoulder with you. I know what you've gone through, but the body and heart do recover, you know. I'll be here right along with you.
There's an 8 o'clock train. Get on it.
Martha!
You have come back because you had no place else to go. There is nothing here for you. All my grown life, I've been something for you to pick dry. Now get out and don't come back.
How can you talk to me like that?
Because I hate you. I've always hated you.
God will punish you for that.
He's been doing all right.
I'll wait upstairs until train time. You'll be sorry, Martha, for what you said to me. Because you have a good heart, and I know that you love me and are grateful to me.
Every fool in the world thinks that about everybody else.
How do you do?
Look who's here. A couple of weeks late, aren't you?
So it's you. Now I call that loyal. A lot of men would still be here. You are a very...
Get out of here!
Lots of time, Mrs. Mortar, be sure on that train.
Why did she come back?
She's broke.
Give her some money and get rid of her. Stop it now. She isn't worth all that. Get finished with her for good. What did you do today?
We stayed here. We started to go out, but
You promised me yesterday, both of you. We sit around here much longer, we'll all be bats. So we're not going to sit around here. I sold my place this morning to Foster.
You can't do that.
We're getting married this week. I'll give the both of you 2 days to pack and close the place. And on Thursday morning, we'll be on the train to Minnesota.
You can't do this. I won't have you do this. You must go to Foster right away.
No, don't let's have any of that talk because it's all done and over. And last week, I wrote to Jake Sundstrom. You remember, my old and good friend? I told you about him so often. We roomed together at school and at college. Then he changed his mind about medicine and went home. His family's very rich. They don't have to stay, I think.
I won't let you do this. I won't let you.
Well, Jake settled it for me. He's found the right place. And you know, it's farm country, mostly Swedes. He says they need a doctor bad. It's going to be tough going at first. We'll be out in the middle of nowhere. But we'll live cheap and there'll be plenty for all of us.
Joe, I couldn't do that. I couldn't go with you, but I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're coming with us. Do you think we'd leave you? We want you to come. This is going to be good, kind of fun to start all over again. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do in country like that. It's good for doctors to get out where it's hard and learn something.
You don't want to go.
No, I don't want to go. This is my place, where I was born, where I wanted to be. And you wanted to stay here too. Well, to hell with that. We can't stay. So we're going to a place where we can live, where I have a good friend who understands and will help us. Most of the world doesn't live where it wants to live or do what it wants to do. I'm not going to cry about us, and there will be no talk anymore. Please, darling.
Yes, Joe is right. I can't go. It's better for all of us if I don't go.
You're coming with us. It wouldn't be happy for us if you didn't. Later on, you'll leave if you want to, and then I won't stop you. All right?
All right. And I thank you.
You'll both need warm coats and boots. We'll stop in Boston for a day and buy you things.
I'm going to make a good omelet now. A very good one.
You'll like Jake, and he'll like you. Gosh, I've never seen his wife. The time we spent as kids talking about the women we were going to have or marry or something. The places we were going to go together. Then I came back here and never saw him again.
It was right for you to come back. You're part of this place and a good part. You'll be coming back someday.
No, it isn't what I thought it is. My people, they're not who I thought they were. I want no more of it.
I've done this to you. I've taken everything
When we
away
get
you
there
wanted.
and find a place to live. We'll go on a fishing trip for a
Everything
holiday.
we
It's
wanted,
beautiful
everything we were
country.
going to be, and hope gone, and now we have to
No,
sneak away to
no,
someplace
please
that
stop
anything
talking
to do.
that way. We have a chance, but I think it's only one chance, and if we miss it, we are done for. And that means we're going to start putting this whole business behind us. There will be no more talk about what could have been, or should have been, or who should have said what, or why, or when. What you've done, and that's that.
What I've done.
What's been done to you?
You said it yesterday too. What do you mean when you say what I've done?
Nothing! I don't mean anything. Why do you think that I do? Karen, lots of people in this world have bad trouble. We happen to be 3 of those people. We could sit around the rest of our lives and live on that trouble, and we'd get to the place where we'd have nothing else because we wanted nothing else. That's fun for some people, but not for me. I wanted to become a doctor because I don't like sick people. And I'm not going to let you grow sick either.
I'm sorry. I'll be alright when we get out of here. I want a baby. I want to have a baby.
We'll wait a year. We won't have enough money now.
I don't want to wait a year. You always said you wanted children right away. Why have you changed?
Gosh, we can't go on like this. Everything I say is made to mean something else. What are you doing to me? What's the matter with you?
Yes, every word has a new meaning. Child, love, lawyer, friend, room, woman. There aren't many safe words anymore that we can move away from. A new place, a new room won't change that for us. Sick, high, tragic people, that's what we'll be.
No, we must learn to live and love again. We knew how to do it. It's only this bad time that has to be got over. We must go slow and take care, and it will pass quickly.
People don't set a date for things to go right or wrong. It won't work.
What won't work?
The 2 of us together.
Please stop talking that way. You'll believe it soon.
Tell me. Tell me what you want to know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. We've both known for a long time. Say it now, Joe. Ask it now.
I have nothing to ask.
After a while, in the court, I stopped listening. After a while, it didn't seem to matter what anybody said. Then I began to watch your face. It was the only nice thing I could think of doing. You were ashamed. So was I. You had trouble worse than that. You were sad at being ashamed. Ask it now, Joe.
I have nothing to ask. Nothing. All right, is it whatever?
Martha and I have never touched one another. It's all right, I'm not mad.
Gosh,
I'm glad
what's
you
wrong
asked.
with me? I'm sorry, darling. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't ever believe it.
No, of course you didn't, really. But after a while, you weren't sure. Maybe there was a little truth. That's the way these things go. That's the way they're meant to go. You're a good, loyal friend. Don't be ashamed of what you felt. You're a fine man.
I've asked. You've answered. It's done. We must go forward and...
You believe me.
You know I believe you.
Well, maybe you do, but I never know whether you did. And your saying it again won't do it. And it doesn't even matter anymore whether you do believe me. All I know is that I'd be frightened you didn't. And that's the way it would be. We'd be hounded by it. You don't get over things just by saying you do. I don't believe you could touch my arm without my wondering why you didn't kiss me, and I don't believe you could kiss me without my wondering if you really wanted to. And I'd hate myself for that. And then I'd hate you too. I don't want room and I don't like it. Joe, you know all that.
I don't.
What happens between people happens, and after a while, it doesn't much matter how it started, but there it is. I'm here. You're there. We're in a room we've been in so many times before. Nothing seems changed. My hands are just the same. My face is just the same. Even my dress is old. I'm nothing too much. Just the way I always was, like everybody else. I can have the things that other people have. I can have you. And children. And I can take care of them. And I can go to the market and I can read a book and people will talk to me. Only I can't. I can't, and I don't know why. Go home, darling.
We can't leave each other. We're not going to leave each other. I'm tired. You're tired. I didn't know what I was asking.
Don't be sorry. You're such a nice man.
You say I helped you. Help me now. Help me, Karen.
Oh, all right. Go away for a little while, away from me, and love and pity and all the things that mess people up. Go away by yourself, and so will I. Please, please do it that way. And after a while, I'll know. And you'll know, and then we'll see. Please, Joe.
No, there is nothing for me to know. A few weeks won't make any difference.
Please.
I don't want to go.
Go home, darling.
But what will you do?
I'll wait. I'll be all right.
I'll be coming back soon.
I don't think so.
It's dark so early now. The cooking always makes me feel better. I brought some purple scilla for the table. Remember, they were the first thing that we planted here. Oh, and I made a small cake. Know what? I even found a bottle of wine. We'll have a very good dinner. Where's Joe?
Gone.
A patient? Will he be back in time for dinner?
No.
We'll wait dinner for him then. Karen, what is the matter?
He won't be back.
You mean he won't be back anymore tonight?
He won't be back at all.
What happened? What happened, Karen?
He thought we had been lovers.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you. What kind of awful talk is that? I don't believe it. I don't believe
All
you.
right.
Didn't you tell him? For God's sake, didn't you tell him it wasn't true? Yes. He didn't believe you. I guess he believed me. And what have you done? It's all wrong. It's crazy. I don't understand what you've done. What do you mean? Yes, he believed you.
I don't ever want to talk about it, Martha!
Oh, God. I wanted that for you so badly.
Don't carry on, I don't feel well.
What's happened to us? What's really happened to us?
I don't know. I think I'll make a
Whatever happened, go back to Joe. It's too much for you this way.
Stop talking about it. We'll pack and get out of here. We'll take the train in the morning.
The train to where?
I don't know. Someplace, any place.
Job, money.
In a big place, we'll find something to do.
They know about us. We've been in the headlines. We're very famous.
Small town.
They know more about us, I guess.
We'll find a place to go.
I don't think we will. Not really. I feel as though I couldn't move, but what would be the use? It seems to me I'll be sitting here the rest of my life wondering what happened. It's a bad night tonight, but we better get used to it. They'll all be like
And
this.
it isn't a new sin they tell us we've done. Other people aren't destroyed by it.
They are the people who want it, who believe in it, who have chosen it for themselves. That must be very different. We aren't like that. We don't love each other. We don't love each other. We've been close. I've loved you like a friend, the way thousands of women have felt about other women.
I'm cold.
You were a dear friend who was loved, and that's all. There's nothing wrong with that, certainly. It's perfectly natural that I should be fond of you. Why we've been close since we were 17, and I've always
saying
thought...
all this?
Because I love you.
Of course I love you too.
But maybe I love you that way, the way that they said. I don't know. Listen.
What?
I have loved you the way that they said.
Martha, we're both so tired. Please
No,
don't.
there's always been something wrong, always, as long as I can remember, but I never knew it until all this happened.
Stop that crazy
No,
talk.
you're afraid of hearing it, but I'm more afraid than you.
I won't listen
No,
to you.
you've got to know it. I can't keep it to myself any longer. You've got to know that I'm guilty.
You are guilty of nothing.
I've been telling myself that since the night we heard the child say it. I lie in bed, night after night, praying that it isn't true. But it's there. And I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I did love you. I do love you. And I resented your marriage. Maybe because I wanted you, maybe because I wanted you all these years and I couldn't call it by a name. But maybe it's been there ever since I first knew you.
It's not true. Not a word of it is true. We never thought of each other that way.
No, of course you didn't. But who says I didn't? I've never thought of anyone else that way. I've never loved a man. I never knew why before. But maybe it's that.
You were tired and sick.
You know, it's funny. It's all mixed up. There's something in you and you don't do anything about it because you don't know it's there. And suddenly a little girl gets born and lies. And there that night, you see it for the first time and you say to yourself, did she see it? I mean, did
No,
she
it could have
sense
been any lie. She was looking for anything.
But why this one? She found the lie with the ounce of truth, and I guess they always do. But I ruined your life, and I ruined my own. I swear I didn't mean it. I swear I didn't know it. Oh, I feel so goddamn sick and dirty. I can't stand it anymore.
We don't have to remember this was ever said. Tomorrow we'll pick ourselves up and...
I don't want tomorrow. It's a bad word.
Go and lie down, Martha, and in a minute I'll make some tea and bring it to you. You'll feel better.
I don't want any tea. Thank you. Good night, darling.
What was that? Where is it? Karen? Martha, where are you? I heard a shot, but was... What is it? What shall we do? What shall we do?
Nothing.
We've got to do something. Karen!
There's no use.
Oh, poor Martha. I don't know what we can do. Do you think she's dead? Oh. Poor Martha. I can't realize it's true. Oh, how could she? She was so I don't know. I'm frightened. I'm frightened.
Don't be frightened.
Oh, I can't help it. How can I help it? I'll never forgive myself for the last words I said to her. But I was good to her, Karen, and you know God will excuse me for that once. I always tried to do everything I could. Suicide's a sin. Karen, we can't sit here. Shouldn't we call somebody?
There's no use.
She shouldn't have done it, and she shouldn't have done it. It was because of all this awful business. She was just worried and sick and...
That's not the reason she did it.
What? Why?
What difference does it make now?
You're not crying.
No.
Oh, I wish I could have done something, but I haven't anything, you know.
She was good to you. She was good to me.
Oh, I know she was, Karen, and I was good to her too. I did everything I could. I haven't any place to go.
I'll help you.
We must do something. I'm afraid it seems so clear in the next room.
Don't be frightened.
It's different for you. You're young. Who is it? Shall I answer? I think we better. Oh, you can't come in here. Go away, go away. What are you doing here? It's that woman. It's that Mrs. Tilford. I told her to go away. She said she's been trying to get in all day. We've had trouble. Let me come in, please. I say you can't go away, please.
Karen, I have something to say. You must hear it. Why have you come here? I had to come out. I've been outside all day. I've been at the door. I've been phoning you. I tried to speak with Joe, but he won't talk to me. I've been waiting for you to come out, and then I thought I heard a shot or something.
Get out of here! You bad woman. You have no right in this house! You don't know what you've done.
Please be still. Karen, you must let me speak. I know it wasn't true. I found out it wasn't true. Mrs. Wells came to me today with... You know it wasn't true, do you? Well, if that's what you had to say, then you said it. Get out! I have to tell you. I won't listen to you. Mrs. Wells came to me today with the bracelet. It had been hidden in Rosalie's room for several months. She found out that Rosalie had taken it from another girl and that Mary knew that and was using it to force Rosalie into saying that she had seen you and Miss Dobie together. I talked with Mary. I found out. Go away, Mrs. Dilfer. Get out of here. A little more to say.
I've spoken with Judge Potts. He has made all the arrangements. There will be a public apology and an explanation. The damage suit will be paid to you in full, and any more you'll be willing enough to take from me. He is waiting to speak with you. We will do whatever we can.
Martha is dead. So last night you found out you had done wrong to us, and now you have to right that wrong or you can't rest your head again? Well, don't rest it. I won't be your confessor. Take your conscience someplace else. Get somebody else help you be a good woman again. That night you told us you had to do what you did. Now this, a public apology and money paid, and you can eat and sleep again? You and all those people who always know how right they are. What is somebody else's life to you? A way to show your own righteousness? And if you happen to be wrong, you can always show right some other day. I have a dead friend. Get out of here and be noble on the street.
There is no relief for me, and there never will be again. I did not come here for that. I swear to God, I did not. All that I came here for was you, and, well, you now. Help me, Karen.
Help you.
Let me do whatever I could do. Take whatever I could give. It won't bring me peace, and you don't think it will. I'm too old to recover, too narrow to forgive myself.
Yes, I believe you. You will have a hard time ahead.
I will.
Mary?
I don't know. People say, I've read, but I don't believe or understand it.
She's yours. Blood of your blood, the result of you. It must be hard for a woman like you. She's done us both harm, but she's done you the most harm. I guess I'm even sorry.
You try for yourself.
Yes.
Away now, you can't stay.
I don't want to go.
But you'll be all right.
Yes, I will. Now get out of here. I don't want to see you again.
But you'll let me help you. You'll let me try.
If it makes you feel better.
Yes, it will. Will you write to me sometime?
If I ever have anything to say,
You will have something to say. Goodbye, my dear child.
goodbye.